So, have you ever been out camping or hunting and wished the other folks in your party could communicate beyond the range of their small HTs? Stick around and we'll look at one of the advanced features of the KG-UV9 Mate that will help you do just that. Hi, and welcome to the Gadget Talk channel, where we do reviews and how-tos on a variety of electronic gadgets that catch my eye. This video is part 4 of my review of the Wouxun KG-UV9D Mate dual-band ham HT. I've got an affiliate link below if you're still making up your mind about this nice little HT, and please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the Gadget Talk channel. In this video, we'll take a look at the radio's crossband repeater function, which is pretty cool. You likely already know how a repeater works. If not, the nutshell version of that is that it receives a signal on one frequency and simultaneously transmits the same signal out on another frequency. Well, that's the idea here too. However, instead of transmitting out on the same frequency band, a crossband repeater outputs on a different band. The most likely scenario in ham radio is using the 2 meter and the 70 centimeter bands. Here's a basic illustration of what I mean. By using an external antenna and an elevated location such as a hill or a mast, you can effectively increase the range at which your party can communicate with each other. The higher power output of the UV9D Mate and higher gain antenna and an elevated location all contribute to more range. As you can see, each member of your party needs to be in range of the repeater, but not within range of each other. The Mate has 2 basic crossband repeater modes. One is called direct repeat. In this mode, the radio listens on one frequency and transmits on the other. For this to work with your group, all must transmit on the same repeater's receive frequency and all must receive on the repeater's transmit frequency. The other mode is called two-way repeat. As you probably guessed, the Mate will retransmit the signal received on either the A or B registers, that is, the upper or lower displayed frequency. Direct repeat will give you a bit more privacy in that someone listening in on the receive frequency won't be able to join your conversation through the repeater unless they know the input frequency. In this mode, each radio has to be set correctly and each user needs to make sure they're transmitting on the repeater's input frequency. Now, for most of us, that really doesn't matter. Two-way repeat is easier to configure and keep everyone on the same page, so to speak. Before we take a look at the menu and settings and see how this works, a word of caution. As a ham, I know you know the term duty cycle. A little HT isn't going to be able to handle the nearly full-time repeater duties before it overheats and either turns off or is damaged. Setting the Mate to rebroadcast a busy local repeater for some reason is really not a very good idea. Remember, small team or group is good. Big active group for this application is bad. With all that out of the way, let's take a look at the menus and do a quick demo. So to set up our Mate for crossband repeater, we need to make some setting changes or verify some settings in the menus. And the first place that we're going to start is menu 43. So we'll go to menu and we're going to type 43. And so we've got the typeset. So we'll press menu again. And that's set for walkie-talkie, which is what I've been using it for, but I want to do it for repeater. So I can set it for direct repeat or I can set it for two-way repeat. And so this part of the demo, I'm going to set it for direct repeat. So press menu. and then exit. We're going to go up to menu 44, and this is the repeater speaker. And in this case, I want it off. If you had somebody at your base camp monitoring the repeater, you may want to have it on. You can make that change here. The next one is repeater push to talk. We're going to leave that at the default, which is off. The next one we're going to put on here is basically the repeater hold time. Its default is at 300 milliseconds, and so that's where we're going to leave it. The next one is the repeater reception menu choice, and in this case, let's just set it on for fun. So we'll select that, and then we've got all of our repeater settings made. I've got the VHF call in the main frequency, and then I've got the UHF call in the B frequency, or the B register, okay? And so to turn the repeater on, I'm going to press the RPT button right down here. And because I was messing with the menus, I've got the repeat icon already shown up there. Okay, so with all the settings made, I have these two radios in here. They are both set on low power for all the channels. They are both set with the upper register is the VHF call, the lower register is the UHF call, and they're both set to transmitter dual receive. So they're listening on both channels. So when I press this, we should see that the VHF shows a reception here and the UHF shows an output on that display. And we should see that the radio over here will light up too. So let's make a press there. And so you could see that it moved over there. So I've got this in the direct repeat, and I've got the VHF set as the main. So that's what it's expecting, okay? It's one way. It's not two-way crossband. It's one way. So if I turn my radio here to the UHF and transmit, I'm not going to get any action on my repeater because it is only going to respond to an input on the VHF. So let's listen to that. Now this one did, of course, respond because it's within a few inches, but this one here did not respond because I was transmitting in the wrong frequency. So that is the difference between direct repeater, crossband repeat versus two-way. So let's go into the menus and make a change to put it on two-way, and you can see how that'll differ. So in typeset menu, we're going to go to type. We're going to go to two-way repeat. We'll make that selection and exit. So again, in this case, I am going to broadcast from this radio or transmit from this radio on the VHF band. It should show up VHF here, output here, and this radio should click. So you can see that it did, got a little staticky there. And now if I go over here and change it to the UHF band and press, it should work just the same way because it's in two-way crossband, except the colors will probably change here on this display. So you can see that by setting this up with two-way, whichever frequency the input comes in on, this will repeat. If you have it set on direct, it'll only input on the frequency that is specified as the main. Alpha Alpha 7 Juliet Mike, test out. So I've got my ID out of the way there, and we've got a really cool function here with either direct or the crossband two-way repeat. As you saw, the crossband repeat function of the KG-UV9D Mate is a really cool feature. I'm sure you can think of a number of applications that will work for you. Just keep the duty cycle in mind. If you missed it, I'll link my review of the FM controls and scan groups right here. Feel free to join me over there as we go through those cool features too. As always, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to the Gadget Talk channel. Thanks for watching, and 73.